Hey there, we're back. It's me, Wild Joe.
And GT here at the Liquid Zoo.
We're with the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. We've got some awesome comics coming up tonight. And as usual, we have Tommy Morris playing guitar and singing before the show.
Yeah, it's pretty rowdy here. We're at a dive bar, so we got a football game going on. We got a baseball game going down. People all excited, and nobody really wants to be here's some comedian, that's for sure.
Football and baseball at the same time. I didn't even know they were going on in the same season, GT.
Quite honestly, I guess it's just the end of baseball, right? Is it? Is it the end of baseball?
I have no idea. But, yeah, people seem pretty excited about sports. There's, like, maybe good 20 people here. They seem liquored up. They're doing high fives and shouting with each other. I heard some women out back cussing with the F word a lot. What do you think, GT? How's tonight going to go?
Tonight, it's going to go pretty good. I think it'll go pretty good. So far, we had no comedians coming in. Some comedian called me up. He goes, he's under 21. And I'm all like, oh, damn it. I forgot to tell him this place is a bar. You got to be 21 and over if you want to get in. So I guess Arthur Martin, he's not going to be able to make it because he's under 21.
Oh, you're booking really young comics, GT. Where'd you find this guy?
I met him at Flappers in Burbank, but I didn't know he was under 21.
Oh, yeah, Flappers in Burbank. That's the place that they allow little children. I've done my comedy set for 10-year-old kids there before. You ever had any children in your audience, GT?
Yeah. I remember at Hooters, there was a kid in the audience, and people were starting to talk nasty, and the mother looked at him and kind of wasn't too sure if their kid should be there or not.
So we had an argument in the car today. I was going through my jokes, and I found a lot of great jokes that I had from a few years ago, sets that I haven't done in a long time, including my world-famous pussy jokes.
Yeah, pussy jokes, nonstop pussy jokes. You know, I was just saying, man, you're just gonna be doing a bunch of one-liners. I don't know if doing a bunch of one-liners is like, you can do a pussy joke, but a bunch of one-liners on and 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 on. It's like kind of, I don't know.
I don't think it's the format of the jokes that you have a problem with. You don't mind one-liners usually.
Well, like I said, if you can do a pussy joke, you can do it one or two. But if you can do like constantly, pussy this, pussy that. Oh my God, get me out of here.
It's actually a whole pussy set. It's not just one little joke, and it has a lot of tags. And the more you do it, it builds on each other, and it's just like showing how many different ways you could look at the same thing with different words. You know, that's the whole point, is making as many possible combinations of words with the pussy joke.
You don't like my asshole licking jokes?
I don't mind your asshole licking joke. I don't even remember it. Something about ass licking is the new blowjob, and you spread your cheeks, and she swiggled it really good. I don't care. You could say that joke.
You thought it was really disgusting. Really disgusting.
I just think it's like rude and gross, but no, I actually liked it because it's funny when you spread your ass cheeks for the audience. I like the visual. I think it's kind of strange and funny.
Really? That's not what you said. You told me I was like really, it was something that, it was, I don't know. What you said it's totally disgusting that I shouldn't do it.
No, the joke I don't like is where you just talk about, oh, I met this girl, and I licked her pussy, and we went to the pier, and I was licking her pussy. It's just a sex story. It's not a joke. There's no punchlines, and it's not funny at all.
There is a punchline in there. I got a whole bunch of punchlines. What was it? We were talking about, like, once upon a time I went on a date with some girl named Lisa. We were walking on the beach, holding hands. She said, I want you to lick my pussy on the pier. I said, fuck yeah, lick your pussy on the pier.
Where's the joke?
Fuck
Where's
yeah.
The joke? There's no joke
Fuck
here.
yeah,
There's
lick
no joke. He's just reliving some past
No,
sexual
let me
experience.
get to-
He got lucky
Let me
once.
get to
and
the
it's
joke.
so exciting
Let
for
me
him
get to the
that
joke.
he's got to
Let
repeat
me
it
get
for
to the
everyone.
punchline.
There's no punchline. He's telling the name. He's telling the full conversation. I could go through all the guys I ever fucked and talk about, oh, me and Brett, we were holding hands, and then he slipped his finger down my panty. I mean, there's no joke. It's just an explicit sex story. You just tell Hustler, call Hustler, and give them that story.
I'll tell you.
Let's get to the punchline. What's the punchline?
Well,
I wish you would do a bunch of one-liners like me and have punchlines every single one. That'd be funny.
let me try to remember the punchline. You just talking
no
over.
punchline.
Let me try to remember.
went on for
I
5
said
minutes.
she wanted me to lick her pussy on the pier. I said, fuck yeah, I'll lick your pussy on the pier. I'm an opportunist. I'm a go-getter. I am an Armenian.
That's supposed to be a punchline?
Punchline's right
Okay,
there.
except it's
I'm
not
an
funny
opportunist.
at
I'm a
all,
go-getter.
at all.
I am
no
an
humor,
Armenian.
No humor. What does that have to do with anything? That's not funny. I don't get it. I don't get it. Has anybody ever laughed to that?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'm an opportunist. I'm a go-getter. I'm a businessman. I am an Armenian.
Doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. Are Armenians known as go-getters? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. They're always on a rush
I've never heard of this. This doesn't even make sense. This doesn't make sense.
to get someplace. They're always trying to do like 4 or 5 things, trying to make money.
It doesn't make any sense at all to me. But anyway, you just wanted to bring up that you're Armenian and you're looking at a girl's pussy on the pier. It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to get up there and tell some sex stories. You say, oh, don't tell any sex stories. You're my wife. Oh, I don't want people listening to any sex jokes. They're going to think it's all true and think you're a big whore.
I'm not talking about, listen, what you're talking about is you're going on stage and one stupid pussy jokes after another, one stupid pussy joke after another, one pussy joke.
Now I have to do it. It's historical. It's like it's tying in the pussy with all of the current events that are going on in the news.
What are the current events?
Well, I mean, I wrote this a while ago, so I don't know. I was talking about my pussy's been violated more than the rights of Syrians. There may be some other country whose rights are being violated right now. Would you say there's another country whose rights are being violated worse than Syrians? Maybe the Palestinians.
I think that you can't compare some freaking country.
Yes, you can. You can compare a human rights violation to a pussy being violated. That's what makes it funny. You're comparing two things that are not normally compared, but you're comparing them in the joke.
You know what? I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Or my pussy has more miles than the Endeavour spacecraft. Well, Endeavour might be an older spacecraft, so now I could talk about the Saturn Cassini spacecraft, or maybe I could talk about the Mars rover, or what's the most popular spacecraft these days? See, it's all about current events. And it has to be very clever, and you have to look up the news and know what's going on in the world to even understand my pussy jokes. So I'm sorry if you don't get it.
I think you know. You were saying your pussy jokes in the car, where I thought it was like, whatever.
Well, that's your opinion because you're just jealous.
Well, you were telling me that about my comedy, that my comedy was like whatever. So.
Yeah, but I don't tell you not to say it. I just don't think it's funny.
Listen, if you want to go up there and say your dumb pussy jokes, go ahead. I don't give a shit.
All right, well, I don't think they're dumb. They're actually awesome, very inspired. Like, God sent me those pussy jokes, like, on a silver platter. It was like a moment of inspiration of, like, aha. And I thought of so many pussy jokes. And then I sat there and made a list of all the different pussy jokes I could possibly think of. And I'm still thinking of more and more all the time.
So how old are these pussy jokes?
Well, they keep getting updated to go with the current events. Like I said, I say, my pussy leaks more than Ed Snowden. Well, Ed Snowden was a big leaker back in the whatever, 3 years ago maybe, right? So now who's the biggest leaker now?
Comey.
Who?
Comey.
Yeah, so I could say my pussy leaks more than James Comey. you know. So you can always update it to go with the current events. I said, my pussy's has deflowered more young boys than Jerry Sandusky. Well, now there's maybe a new molester. Is there any new molesters out there? Who's the new molester of little boys?
Well, it's been going on since 1946. We call it the priests.
Yeah, the priests. My pussy's deflowered more young boys than the Catholic Church. Or there's also, who was that actor? Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey I could use because he's a more recent person in the news deflowering young boys. So, you know, you always can update your punchlines to fit with the times and with the current events.
Well, you know what? If you want to do your pussy jokes, go ahead and do your fucking pussy jokes. I don't give a shit. How would you like it if I go up there and constantly talk about my asshole licking joke? And I'm sure you're going to have a problem. You say, oh, you're disgusting. You just say something like, you're disgusting. You're disgusting. There's nothing really funny to it.
Yeah, you often say really disgusting jokes that are not funny. I never tell you not to say them. I just say they're disgusting and not funny.
I don't know. I think you should write more jokes. I think just constantly saying pussy jokes, pussy jokes, pussy jokes, pussy jokes.
You've never even heard me do it. Not once. I just brought it up. I remembered the set, and I brought it up in the car, and that was enough to be like, oh, no, don't do any pussy jokes. You have to be a virgin on stage. You have to be an innocent, pure wife. To be an Armenian virgin.
I didn't say that. Listen. Your comedy is improving. That's all I could say. Your comedy is getting better, is evolving, and it's come a long way. What you need to do is you need to get into more storytelling than constantly doing stupid one-liners. It's just, I'm not a big fan of one-liners. I don't know.
I think it's good to have punchline, and just knock them out with it, you know?
I know. I mean, just like, I don't know. I'm not really a one-liner comedian. I don't do that. But, you know, if that's your thing, you just do your thing. I don't know. But I recommend you just stay away. Ask Tommy Morris what he thinks of one-liners. But quite honestly, I've seen him behind the booth. Tommy Morris, the former talent coordinator at the Comedy Store. He's told me, like, that's just a one-liner comic. And he don't like one-liner comedians. It's just like you're out there like Johnny Carson, one-liner, like Jay Leno. It's just like, you want to do it, just go ahead and do it. But it's just like, I would say just stick to it more like storytelling or something, or just get into like, stay away from one-liners. I think it's amateurish.
This isn't just one-liner. It's not like a one-liner and then like a different one-liner and a different one-liner. It's a whole set that builds on each other. It's like tags. One after the next, after the next, after the next. So, but I'll ask Tommy Morris, what's he think of my pussy jokes? I'll make sure he listens to it and see what his opinion is, because he's an expert in comedy and he likes giving us feedback.
Well, maybe he might say something else just to be nice to you. But I've heard him. I've heard him back in the day. He don't like comedians or one-liners. Ask him. If he might say something. I don't know, man. I don't know. If he says,
this isn't a one-liner. It's not just one-liner. It's a whole set. It's all one long joke with multiple lines. Each line is its own joke, but it's all the same. It's all the same structure, you know. It's comparing my pussy to different things in the news.
Well, when I talk about last time I was talking about that date I was on a long time ago, like that Lisa was like, you got like jealous. Yeah, you're like, oh.
Yeah, because you were just very into this story from the past. There's no joke. It's just getting up there and telling some explicit story of a time you got laid, and you were so happy reliving it, and you really weren't being funny at all. You were just like You're just telling a sex story. You should just go on like night calls on the Playboy channel and just tell your sex stories if that's what you want to do. Don't try to be a comic because there's nothing funny about it.
I got a whole bunch of punchlines to it.
I missed them.
There's punchlines. There's punchlines. I was talking about how her pussy tasted. It tasted kosher. It tasted.
Tasted like what?
It was kosher. It was.
Okay, even that's not a punchline. That's just a description of her pussy taste. I had a girl eat my pussy, told me it tasted like strawberries. Is that a punchline? No. It just means I have a delicious pussy. It's not funny.
It tasted like grass-fed.
All right, work on your punchlines. Maybe if they were funny, I would notice that they were a punchline. But instead, it just sounds like you're just reliving a sexual memory and getting really excited about it. You're obviously really into it, you know.
All right, we're here at the Liquid Zoo in North Hollywood, and we got the rowdy bar patrons here. I'm still waiting for the comedians to come in.
All right, GT's changing the subject. It's about time for us to start the show. It's already 8 o'clock, and I think next time you hear us, we're going to be live coming from the stage.
My name is Mista See, the Enforcer, a.k.a. Poppy Carlo, the bad boy. There's a lot of men in here. And, you know, men are kind of like military. We work hard, we do what we do every day, and we go out and drink to get the pain off before we go home and get yelled at from a woman, right? So if you're a hard-working man, can I get a hoorah? Can I get a hoorah? That's right, hard-working men, you goddamn right. So we got another comedian coming up. You ready for the next comedian? Can I get a hell yeah? Put your hands together and show some love for the boy. We call him Sheed on the block. Show some love and put your hands together for Mr. Rasheed Stephens. Yeah.
What's up? It was a great introduction. A strip club DJ, baby. What does she have on? I don't know. Good, man. Football season started back, baby. I used to play football, man. Almost made it to the NFL. I tried out for the NFL. Detroit Lions, Atlanta Falcons. I was dope as fuck, dog. Nobody believed I was that good at football and still had a father, man. My dad was at every game, too, cheering me on. Go, Rasheed, go. Go, Rasheed, go. My coach was like, wow, Rasheed, who's that older gentleman in the crowd? He seems to be very intrigued by you. Is he part of the Big Brother program or something? Like, nah, coach, that's my daddy. Listen, team, I don't need nobody using the D word no more. The D word don't win us championships. This boy Rasheed hilarious. Somebody, he got a father. Grew up very poor, man. It was hard growing up in the hood with a father, man. It was tough. It was a lot of pressure. I'm always hearing that narrative, man, that it was so hard growing up without a father. Shut up. Nobody had no expectations for you. Try growing up with a father, man. That shit hard, man. My dad was looking over my shoulder every night while I was doing my homework, man. I used to be crying. He was like, shut up before I give you something to cry about. I was like, man, statistically, you're not even supposed to be here, dog. You know what I mean? He was there too much, man. You know what's crazy, though, man? Whatever anger I had from my father, I used to take that shit out on the football field. I played safety. I'm the guy that hits the guy that run the ball. I remember my dad pissed me off the night before, and his running back came across the hole, and I hit him. Bow! It's like, ooh! It's like, nigga, you go to bed now. You go to bed. Had my therapy on a football field, baby. I just recently, I went down to New Orleans and did some comedy, man. That shit was dope. Dope people, man. Went down on a tour, man. We did a couple of excursions before we went on a tour. One of the places we stopped at was the Whitley Plantation, man. The Whitley Plantation. They charged me $35 to get on this plantation. Imagine that, a black man paying to get back on this plantation. I was angry as fuck. I know my ancestors was mad, like, what the fuck are you doing, dog? You setting us back. It was quite enlightening, though, man. I remember they took us on this tour through the Whitley plantation, right? They walked us up, and they walked us upstairs. They walked us to the largest bedroom in the house. You know what they called it? It was called the master bedroom. And therefore, we still call it the master bedroom, the largest bedroom in the house, man. I was like, fuck, man, it's messed up, man. We still calling it, using that euphemism or whatever, man. So I remember they was like, hey, this plantation was so innovative because they were the first plantation with indoor plumbing. They had the first toilet down in New Orleans. And they was like, hey, this toilet is very delicate. No one should touch it or anything because it belonged to Massa. I was like, oh, man, that's crazy, man. I remember I got on my knees. I prayed to God, man, because I was angry. I got up, my stomach was hurting. I took a shit in that toilet for my ancestors, people. That's how you protest that shit, man. You know what was crazy, too, man? The cash crop in New Orleans was, it was sugar cane. It was sugar cane. That was the cash crop for slavery in New Orleans. And if your slave master felt you were being disobedient, he would take that sugar cane and he would beat the slave in the back with the sugar cane. These fools were getting beat with straight deliciousness in their back, dog. Imagine that's probably where the first case of diabetes came from. I got the sugar stuff. Boy, where you learn those big words from? It was quite enlightening, too, though, man. I remember they had, like, I don't know how to equate this to, like, acres to yards, but I'm going to just, because I play football, it was like 300 yards of land 4 slaves worked on. It's crazy, man. 300 yards of land 4 slaves worked on. They had to pick 200 pounds of cotton every day. And they said this land was haunted, too, though, man. They said it was haunted for 300 yards, right? And I remember we had, like, a Jamaican tour guide. And he was taking us on the land and stuff. And I remember all of a sudden I just saw it started getting, like, foggy, and I heard a noise. It was like, boo. I was like, oh, shit, I'm scared, man. So I cuffed my lady. I turned around. It's our Jamaican tour guide blowing weed smoke. Boo, man. I almost got you, my nigga. Got you. It's crazy. That was the dopest and most enlightening tour I had, man. I didn't want to do comedy no more, man. I just wanted to go around beating white people with sugar canes, dog. That's what the fuck I wanted to do. It's like, you gonna beat us with deliciousness, man? I don't eat sweets anymore, I swear to God. That's how much it traumatized me, dog. You gonna beat a nigga with sugar cane? Come on. I remember I used to work at a nightclub, dog, right? I used to work security. I like security because it comes with a lot of perks. Security is the only job where you can show up to work angry and mad, and it's a positive thing, man. I remember I was at work one night, right? This girl and this guy got in this altercation. Now, he must have said some disrespectful ass shit to her because she took her drink, she threw it in his face. He returns with a smack right across her face, I swear to God. Pop! So I grabbed the dude. I'm like, what the fuck? You doing hitting a female? You got to get the fuck out this club now, dog. He slipped me a $100 bill. I turned to her. I was like, what you doing bothering this gentleman? He seems like a good gentleman. You're up here throwing your drinks in his face. She gonna get mad. It's like, oh, you're going to choose money over morals? I'm like, listen, lady. I get paid $10 an hour. I work a 4-hour shift. After taxes, it's about, what, $37? This guy just gave me a $100 bill. He provided me with enough money not to come to work for a day and a half. Plus, treated a girl out to a matinee movie. Of course, I'm choosing money over morals, you idiot. Stupid. I remember when I first got to L.A. too, dog, I was homeless for my first year and a half in L.A., man. Hell yeah, I survived, man. I'm a survivor, dog. The way I used to supplement my income was I used to sell work on Hollywood Boulevard. I was pushing raw organic honey and incense right on Hollywood Boulevard. Nigga, do you know how hard it is to compete with drug dealers when you pushing honey? Like, hey, bro, I got that rah-rah for you, man. What you want? That shit was tough, man. Working that block, pushing that sweet shit. You know who else was pushing honey? Winnie the Pooh. He made it, right? The 47-year-old teddy bear who wore tops and no bottoms. He had a lucrative business, dog. The other way I used to do it, I swear to God, man, I used to personal train clients. I found my clients on Hollywood Boulevard. And the way I used to do it, man, you know that 24-hour fitness on Sunset Boulevard? Anybody know? I would sneak my clients inside 24-hour fitness. The way I used to do it, I would wait for the concierge desk to get really crowded. I'd take all four of me and my clients, and we would duck walk past the concierge desk. Like, come on, guys. You always get that one asshole. What are we doing? Shut the fuck up. You're going to mess it up for everybody, man. All right. Oh, yeah. Yesterday was my 6-year anniversary doing L.A. comedy, baby. Yeah. All right, I'm done.
Yo, another round of applause for Mr. Rasheed Stephens. Happy anniversary, God. 666, motherfucker. That's right. 666 life. Good stuff, good stuff.
Hey guys, you need carpet, hardwood floors, laminate, tile, luxury floors. Log on to selectflooring.biz. You will get all the support you need. And if you need installation, ask for it. Once again, log on to selectflooring.biz for your flooring needs.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out at the GT Comedy Jam. Thanks you for hanging out at the Liquid Zoo. Thank the Liquid Zoo for letting us be here. Thanks to Global Vodka for supporting GT's show. They sponsored this event. So round of applause for Global Vodka, our sponsors for the event. Okay, maybe not. Fuck them. But next up, we got about 2 comedians left. We're going to ride it out till the night goes strong. We got the next comedian coming up. He is actually the main host for this event. He is an Armenian assassin, a dangerous demon, and a cool motherfucker, and a true trooper soldier till the sun rises and the sky falls, changing diapers like a baby with big balls. Put your hands together. Wait a minute. Are you ready for the next comedian? Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get one more hell yeah? Put your hands together and show some love for the comedian coming up to the stage right now, the Armenian assassin, the disaster, the gangster taco, GT Chapolion.
Woo! Yeah, we have a huge crowd here tonight. Oh my God. It's unbelievable. Man. People say, man, GT, you're funny, man. Where can I find you, GT? My Facebook is GT. My Twitter is GT Music. And I'm also on Plenty of Fish. Yeah. You can find me on Plenty of Fish. But not anymore. That's what I used to say back in the day. Now I'm married and I can't say that joke no more. Yeah. It's crazy being married, man. Yeah. The other day I woke up staring into a barrel of an asshole. I was like, oh my God. You know, it's crazy. The other day I asked my wife, hey, there's a new brothel opening up in D.C. It's called Sex Robot Brothel. I'm going to the Sex Robot Brothel. What do you think, honey? She goes, that's cheating. That is cheating. It's a sex robot. It's not cheating. That is cheating. Come on. How can that be cheating? What about your vibrator? Isn't that the same thing? No. So the other day she found some panties in my glove compartment. She goes, whose panties are these? I was like, I don't know whose panties those are. I don't know how I got there. Who the fuck put those panties in my glove compartment? I was like, why don't you do me a favor? Smell it. Smell the panties. See whose panties those are. She goes, no, you smell it. I was like, all right. So I took a sniff. You know what it smelled like? It smelled like WD-40. Smelled like sex robot pussy. It didn't just really smell like sex robot pussy. It smelled like sex robot brothel pussy. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? She goes, you cheated on me. You cheated on me. How much did you pay for this robot? $200. $200 plus $30 activation fee. Yeah. She goes, that's infidelity. Infidelity? That sounds like a freaking bank. Infidelity. Yeah, man. After high school, I got a job at the LA Zoo. Selling hot dogs. I was trying to work my way up to being a pooper scooper. You know what I mean? I was trying to work my way up the ladder. But I had too many fucking stupid cock blockers. There's zoo politics. I was like, fuck you guys talking about? There's zoo politics. Fucking parents complaining and shit. But I got something out of working out there. All that time I was over there, I mastered and honed and perfected my famous bird call. Birds be like, you have an accent. Where you from? It's like I have an accent. Even birds be saying borderline racist things. Yeah. I thought I had my bird call down. You know what I mean? I thought I was domesticated. But no, not really. I grew up in a predominantly pigeon neighborhood where I couldn't walk down the street eating my popcorn without being harassed, being pecked. It was horrible. I felt like I was in the movie Birds. You guys remember the movie Birds? Yeah. That place was not Armenian friendly at all. Yeah. It was an Armenian friendly period. It was horrible. I got the fuck out of there. I went to Santa Monica Beach. I was hanging out by the beach, hanging out, enjoying myself, getting some sunspots, only to get surrounded by a mob of seagulls. You know what these fuckers wanted? They wanted my potato chips. Before you know it, this one fucker that came in for, I saw this coming, man. This little fucker, did you see this guy? I'm like, he just came in for the bag. I'm like, dude, you were serious? Try to take my bag. True story, people. You know what I noticed? I noticed that a lot of these seagulls are predominantly white. They like to stick with their own kind and live by the beach. Yeah. So I was like, I want to get rid of this fucking seagull. So I was like, ah. The seagull was like, you sound like an old crow. I was like, old crow. That sounds like a racial slur. Yeah, man. Oh man, but one thing I learned by hanging out around birds. One thing I learned that if you ever see an Armenian in a tree, most likely that Armenian up on that tree is the branch manager. GT. Right now, it's the Armenian breeding season. She's ready to sit on some eggs. Yeah, man. Yeah. Anal sex is blowing up. Anal sex is getting huge. It's been getting huge. Now it's asshole licking. Asshole licking is the biggest thing right now. Why? Because there's different cultures coming in from all around the world. You know what I mean? It's just bringing asshole licking is the biggest thing. You know? It's getting huge. Everybody's talking about it. All the comedians are talking about ass licking. Ass licking this, ass licking that, ass licking this. So I tried it. I was licking this, I was doing 69, I was licking some girl's asshole. I stuck my pinky in her asshole, and I tasted it. Tasted the enzymes. You can tell from the taste of girl's asshole what ethnicity, race, and religion she is. This girl is Cajun from Mississippi. Yeah. So I've been since I'm married now, I got a kid. I got a little kid. She sleeps right between us. Thing about her is like, she sleeps like she's freaking Jesus. You know what I mean? She spreads her arms like Jesus, spreads her leg. She's a little 10-month-old. She's almost 10-month-old. So every night I'm at the edge of the bed, almost falling off. Yeah. And she wakes up and scratches me. I go to sleep late. I'm a comic. You know, I go out sleep late at night. I go to sleep late. So she wakes me up early in the morning, scratches me. I don't know. There's no really punchline there, but I'm just talking out of my ass. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, ladies, are you looking for hot deals on sexy styles? Check out everydaysweetheart.com. Everyday Sweetheart, where you can find the most sexy fashions for going out, club wear, or just to show off for your loved ones. So check out everydaysweetheart.com and get 10% off with deal code TAKE10, TAKE10, take 10. Thanks a lot.
It's been a great event tonight. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Thanks to the Liquid Zoo. Thanks to the boys at the bar. Whether you're there or not, we love it because it's hot. Keep on feeding the bartender. Tip your bartender and tell your girl to go home and treat you right. All right. So, you ready for your last comedian of the night? That's what I'm talking about. Let's finish this fucking shit. One more time. You ready for your last comedian of the night? Can I get a hell yeah? That's what I'm talking about. So put your hands together and show some love for the DRA, Mr. Daniel Roberto Archila. Rapido, motherfucker.
One more time for Mista See and GT, LMNOP. It's all these letters that rhyme with each other. That's what we're being hosted by. We're being hosted by a rhyme scheme. I'm tired. I'm sorry. It's been a bit of a trip for me. I just came back from Florida. Finally. You know, I chose the best day to fly, 9/11. Came back on that day. Big shock of explosion because my dad's here. Shout out to the man who created me. All right, now it's my time. Okay. Oh, man. Shoot. I don't know, man. When you go to Florida, you see some weird things. You really do. I was driving in Orlando, and I stopped behind a car that reads memorial for a child. It says, keep fighting like Brandon, 1999 to 2003. No, I won't keep fighting like Brandon because Brandon died a loser. You don't lose before you're 10. That's a terrible way to go. It'd be more merciful to like just shoot, you know how you have your pools, right? And you have ants floating in the pools because they're dead. And you'd think, you see something dead, you want to bury it. You don't want to bury ants. They spend their whole lives in dirt. Put them out of the water. Like, let them float. Let them take a little surf ride, a little riptide, a little you know what? That was going somewhere, and I realized, like this zoo, it's been liquidated. If anything funny, that's my tongue-in-cheek reference. Growing up, I was always very alone. Whenever I come back from school, I'd always be home alone. Essentially, in my family, I was the token Culkin. That was me. And I realized this wasn't, any fault of mine. It was just that, my dad worked hard to make money. My mom worked harder to spend money. And I worked hardest to beat money. I mean, really, what's more important? Buying me an ice cream for my happiness or buying you guys marriage counseling for my happiness? It's kind of a catch 22. That's my reference to being Latino. I'm in the Latino. And there's nothing to be scared of when you're alone at home in Florida because, well, you're near Disney World. But again, you're near Disney World. So forget hidden Mickeys. I'm on the search for hidden Nazis. That's what I'm scared of. I'm very scared of being alone sometimes. So that's why I would humor my bigger brother and my younger sister whenever they beat me up. They tag team on me, They kind of see me like some sort of Play-Doh, like insatiable, vulnerable, anger-filled fun with Daniel, fun to play with, not to eat. They always approached me like that. I was very malleable as a child. Let's just say that was my existence. So I need to work out more. That's what I've realized. And I try to make it more inventive so that way I don't end up actually doing any heavy lifting, So when I'm at the bus stop, I do a bench press. And all of a sudden, I take out my sandwich. I got a panini. When I want to go ahead and make myself some abs, I just go to Santa Monica and forget to put sunscreen on my belly. When I want to go weightlifting, I take a call from Spectrum TV. And when they answer, I hang up on them. Because nothing's more important than wireless fidelity, which I am a very much infidel. I'm not Cuban. No, you know what? I could be. I'm a C word. I'm a C word that I'm not going to tell you because that's like a next chapter type of thing.
See you next Tuesday.
You know what? I should be next Tuesday. Next time on Tuesday. It's a long day, guys. Hurricane Florence is giving my state a makeover. Not really, but they should be. We don't get enough hurricanes in Florida, You get so caught up in the moment of, you got the Pulse shooting, you got the Parkland. No, why don't we just take it back to basics? Enough of this, GMO type of disaster. I want to see a hurricane ravage my hometown and leave some of my high school bullies left for dead. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see shootings. Come on. We got enough for that already. If you think I'm tired, my dad's the one driving us back, so poor him. Ugh, stuck with this mouth. Let me ask you something. You guys know how they have like monitors, baby monitors, like the cameras for your babies? Why don't they have that for refrigerators? Because they wet themselves too, I don't want to come home to a cranky mini fridge, you know what I mean? That is not my Oster. I don't think Oster's a real brand. They're Russians. I was going somewhere with this, and I'm tired, but that's okay, because we're here, we're existing, and we're trying. That's good enough. I feel partially bummed because I got my heart broken when I left Florida. And I never even broke a hymen while I was there, so I also didn't get laid. And that's tough. I gave this girl a long written letter on the back of a restraining order. And I thought that would be a good idea. I thought that she'd see that as a joke, but she sees that, this is disaster art. This is terrible. My life is a joke. Yeah, he got that. Touchdown. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. But I don't know. I think my luck would be is if I'm just like the model gentleman, you know? So like I'm really someone who, like, you know, maybe should comb his hair, should sit up straight, and should just be in bed by 8 o'clock, you know? I'm a little mama's boy in the sense that I'll be a boy to someone I'll make a mother of. Them's the jokes. Indeed. Yes. Go Flacco. That Flacco? That's Joe Flacco. That is a blaringly loud TV, Mista See. How do you deal with that? Is that your teleprompter in a way? Do you derive inspiration from that? Those purple shirt folks? Man. Thank you so much. Yes, we're diving into the realism of it all. That's, man, I don't know where I am. I'm not talking about geographically. I'm talking about like in status. I don't know if people respect me or if they hate me, but I'm going towards the light because, man, it feels so right. Oh, man, welcome back to Hollywood. I've been gone for a month. I'm so happy to be back here. Got to go for that Carl's Jr.'s. Yeah. I love how they have an item in Carl's Jr. that says Superstar, and that reminds me of the Carpenters song. But that also reminds me that, like, man, somebody died, and people don't even care enough to, like, visit her grave. They just listen to the music. That's the nicest thing you can do to an artist. Don't visit their graves. Listen to their album. Listen to their comedy. Listen to them. Because nobody else did, and that's why they decided to become an artist, because they needed to internalize that and put that through. And it is late. It is late. I've liquidated the zoo. Good night.
Hey, if any of you are in the LA area and you have slippery floors, don't be liable for slip and fall accidents on your floor. Check out tightgripla.com. Tightgripla.com. Slip-proofing solutions for any tile floor. Entryways, bathrooms, kitchens, restaurants, you name it. Check out tightgripla.com.
Hey guys, looking for a tent? Need a tent for storage? You need a tent for your wedding? You need a tent for your party? You need a tent because you have no garage? Well, log on to webtentsale.com. webtentsale.com. And browse around. See what you want. See what fits your needs. Once again, webtentsale.com. webtentsale.com. Or call 1-877-918-TENT.
Hey, we're back with the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. We got Daniel Archila here with his dad. What's up, Daniel?
How's it going, well, Joe? I'm good. My dad came in from Florida, so it was really nice of him to stop by to watch the show. Much props to him.
Hey, Dad, is this your first time you got to see your son do comedy live?
No, actually, I've done it. I watched him about 3 or 4 times. Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah, he's funny. Is this the first time you saw him in a dive bar like this?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What do you guys think of this place?
Yeah, I've been here a couple times before. You know, it's you understand what you're getting into when you're here. So I was actually excited to be heckled a bit. You know, that's always fun because then it's like, oh, this is still the Liquid Zoo. It's not like the Laugh Factory or it's not the store. No, it's another dive bar in which I can like work on being more of myself. So like that's always nice to be.
You had some hecklers. How did you feel? You were heckling back. I mean, you were talking back at them and try to have control. And that's the thing about doing dive bars, because you have to deal with hecklers and things can get rowdy. I've seen things get really rowdy at dive bars. Yeah, because just you and the heckler were faced one-on-one.
Well, I also came late, so that might have been part of it. But yeah, no, I mean these hecklers, they're just people trying to have their own good time. You know, it's only coincidence that we happen to have it at the same place. But yeah, I certainly don't feel as bad about it as before. Before I would get real butthurt. I would just go back home and like feel so hurt and like, oh, they don't like me. No, I'm not important enough to be hated. So it's like, no, they're just having a good time. I acknowledge them and I go back to doing my set because that's all you can do, really. You know.
And another thing about dive bars, because they're too busy watching sports. They don't care about your comedy. They're trying. The game is almost over, and they're looking at that, and everybody at the bar is just staring at television, and then they turn around and heckle you.
Yeah, it's almost better to just anticipate that they're going to be not really trouble, but they're going to be interesting. Sometimes bad people are interesting. Sometimes good people are interesting at the very least. But, like, no, they're there. You know, you point out the elephant in the room. Yeah.
And then as soon as the game is over, they're all gone. And you're like, hey, how come no one's laughing at my shit? Because no one's really here.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like they're drunk also. So the alcohol does do a number on them for sure. But, yeah, it's a variety of reasons.
But I didn't really feel like the hecklers were saying anything mean to you. They weren't mean. They were nice enough. I mean, you can't get offended by that, right?
Yeah, it's been worse. Oh, everybody has their bad heckler story. This is not mine. They just happen to be here. But
they were just shouting out. They were joining in on the fun.
They were having a good time. That's what it is. Loudly, they were. Yeah.
What'd you think of the hecklers, Dad?
Yeah, well, I never seen them in front of him, you know, when Danny's been doing his comedy, but I think he handled them pretty well. And like you said, they were not rowdy or anything like that. They were just trying to have a good time, so it's okay.
Yeah, some people are just loud and they like to participate.
Yeah. It's about follow through, you know. You just keep on being you, even when the world, it's like,
Are you from South Florida, Tampa? Where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Central Florida. That's Orlando. So that's like, Disney World and Universal Studio.
Did you work there?
I worked at Universal for a bit. I was a bus boy. Yeah, that was wild. But, no, besides that, I just grew up there. Nothing crazy, you know.
Did you ever go through a hurricane?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I loved going through hurricanes. It was nice because it's like you get the whole family, like, in one house. Just having some bonding. Everybody's in pajamas. There's no shame at all. And, yeah, if you die, you die together.
Oh, so you must have a nice family. You have a nice family.
So if a hurricane comes, you get in your pajamas?
Yeah, because, like, where else are you going to go? Outside? You're not going to go work in a hurricane.
So, Dad, what was your job in the hurricane? Did you have to board up the windows or what?
Yeah, I did it one time. I mean, like in 2004, we had 4 hurricanes go through, and I think on the second one, people started scaring me. So,
that was like hurricane.
So I boarded. No, Katrina.
That's fun.
Charlie. No, Katrina was through New Orleans. So that was my job, and also you have plenty of days, at least 5 days to prepare. So people go and get water and booze and video games and movies.
I'd like to assume you know how to protect a building because you're actually a structural engineer. That's what you do. He designed the theme park version of the Harry Potter castle in Orlando. That's his big claim to fame there. So he does other stuff too.
Cool. Well, it's like the 3 Little Pigs. One of the pigs built their house out of bricks and it didn't fall down. So.
Yeah, that's what it is.
All right, you guys. What else has been going on? Anything people want to look up or someplace they can find you on social media?
Yeah, no, I have my Instagram. As always, I'm putting up new shows and listings on there. Trying to relaunch my website soon, so I guess that'll be announced later. But no, I'm doing comedy in LA as always. So if anybody sees me around, say hello. I like talking.
I think all comics like talking.
We have to talk. That's how we survive.
All right, thank you guys. Thanks to your dad. What's your dad's name?
Roberto.
Thanks, Roberto. It was fun meeting somebody's family for once because usually nobody has their family doing comedy.
No, yeah, and he's supportive, like unnaturally so. Like most people would be like, "Why are you doing this?" You're like, "Yeah, go on and do this." I mean, figure out why, but you're doing it, so go on. You know, so he's props to. I love my dad. That needs to be said.
That's so nice. That's so nice to hear. A good family story. All right, thanks you guys, and thanks for coming to the show.